seeing if he's not going to want to invest in my bunk waterbed business. Alright. Now, without any further ado, next up, let's put our hands together for a very funny comedian, Sean Hayes.
Sorry I'm not the Sean Hayes from Will and Grace, but we'll be okay. He should be a bear, he's not. Yeah, my name is Sean Hayes, and Justin reminded me, and we were talking at our table about the first time we masturbated. I learned how to masturbate from my uncle, which sounds bad, but you gotta know that I was the firstborn, because my mom was 16 when she got pregnant, 17 when she had me, so I was the same age as my uncles. And we were still showering together, because we were, I was 11, he was 14 or something. It still seems weird. Was I 9, 10? I don't know. We're about 5 years apart. It wasn't sexual. But he laid down on the floor and in the tub, and he was covered in soap, and he jacked off, and then I guess he came, and he's like, "Do you see that white stuff?" I'm like, "No, you're covered in, I can't see anything." But he said, "My doctor said I had to do this." So then I was like, well, if his doctor said that, then do I have to do that? I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And I did a lot of it at my grandmother's house, so if I smell Jergens lotion, watch out. I'm horny as all get out with that. And then me and my friends were talking just now, because they're like, let's do a get to know you, so here it is. I like to do my get to know you in front of everybody. Why would I privately tell you something when I can announce it to a bunch of strangers? I didn't really get into porn or anything like that. Like, I would read some of my uncle's Penthouse magazines. So there was one article where a guy wrote a letter to Penthouse where he like shoved a hot dog up his ass. You'll need to know that's impossible. Hot dogs are too bendy and pliant. It doesn't work. Not that I tried it. I would never do that. Or a frozen Snickers bar, which works a lot better because it's hard. Yeah. By the way, this was nothing that I was going to talk about tonight. It's not in my notes. Let's do this. This is fun. But then I got bored with like masturbating after a while. Like, I didn't do any sex in high school. I was very asexual. I didn't know that I was gay. I didn't know that I was straight. I was just like, this one girl D threatened to get me drunk and take advantage of me, and I'm like, well, I'm not getting drunk then. So that's one reason why I don't drink. We were talking about that too. But then I just got like, until I discovered sex, I got bored with masturbating. So I'm like, let's try mayonnaise and butter. Which all work very well, but that butter gets kind of hot, so I just have to tell you, like, then you start to smell like a cooked chicken. So that can be awkward or titillating. I don't know, whatever you're into. But then one day I got really bored. I'm like, what about raspberry preserves? That sounds fun. You know, the one with seeds? Yeah. I will say this: when raspberry preserves is like in friction and going, it's actually pretty lubricant. But the seeds scratched the bathtub when I was taking a shower, and then my roommates, one being my step-aunt, who was only 2 years older than me, were like, how did the shower get scratched? I'm like, I don't know. A ghost, I couldn't tell you. I did that a lot when I was a kid. Like, it would just, like, one time I burned this plastic tape on an electric heater in the bathroom, and made my whole family convinced that it was a ghost, because there was no way I was telling my dad I burned something while I was taking a shit in the bathroom, so that he would then beat me later. I was just like, I don't know where that smoke came from. So I'm pretty sure they think that house was haunted. Which is great. So then I discovered gay sex, right? Because I got in the fight with my family, and masturbating was getting really boring. So I drove down to Laguna Beach, which was a very gay area in the 80s down in Southern California. And I was sitting on this bench and like, I'm gonna kill myself. And then this guy Paul drove around like 3 times and picked me up. It was very much like the rhythmic song Love Is a Stranger. The first line is like, a stranger pulls you up and drives you far away, and that's what Paul did, and it was amazing. I had no idea where I was going. He did the Netflix and chill of the 80s, which was, when I come to my house and drink beer and watch a movie. I'm like, yeah, I'm 19, 18 years old, I would know what I would do. He was like 26, 27, which seemed pretty old at the time for me. Yeah, so I came out 36 years ago, which is 150 years in gay years. I'm 55 in actual years and 45 in cis white male straight years, because gays age better. Yeah, thank you. Look, I even got a pimple like I'm a teenager again. I don't know why I pointed it out. It's just blurring out there anyways. But anyways, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah, and then I peaked in my gay world about the same times that AIDS did. So 1994 is apparently when AIDS peaked and reached its pinnacle of destruction. We have a little bit different body count though. Like, I think AIDS has a higher body count. I might be catching up now, but I'm not killing anybody. I'm just having a good time with these bodies. And AIDS and I never became friends. Like, it was always on the opposite side of the room. I was like, no, you stay there. I don't want a relationship with you. So I have to say I did make it through the 90s in several sex clubs without catching it. So thank you. You can applaud for that. Because I'm not the guy to give some kid a safe sex talk. No, don't call me. I just didn't do drugs or drink because that girl D scared me. And I'm like, I'm not going to drink and be taken advantage of. Yeah. And I'm married. We've been together 14 years. Yeah, thank you. He was also born in 1984, so he was 3 when I graduated high school. It's important to note that's not when we met. It's not when we met. He's not, like, I didn't see him at 3 and like imprint on him. He's not the Renesmee like Jacob. But we did have a Twilight-themed wedding. Because the 13-year-old girl in me loves Twilight. I read them all, and then I saw this preview recently for like a new Twilight movie coming out about Renesmee. I hate that name. So, yeah, I think that's my time. So I'm going to go now. But we did have a fun. My name is Sean Hayes. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night.